Hey, welcome to the Shortwave channel, and we are on part 2 of 3 videos on the Tecsun PL 990X portable brand new radio from Tecsun. This video is going to talk about its performance and why I do put it in a higher end category of a radio and why it's worth its $235 price tag. So this receiver is very sensitive, as sensitive as any other radios that I have. Now, a lot of you will say, well, is it better? Will it get signals that I don't get on my XH data or my Tecsun PL, whatever? No. But what you'll hear it better on this radio. And that is the good side of it. Because the first thing that you notice immediately when you turn it on, it's audio quality. The quality of the sound of this radio is amazing. Not owning a PL 880, I see a lot of people saying that they have both, say that the 880 is slightly better in audio. But for the rest, it's pretty much the same radio. So it is a very good sounding radio, and that makes a huge difference when listening to shortwave signals. The fact that the audio is good makes it easier on the ears and makes it a better radio for shortwave DXing and listening. The other thing that is amazing on this radio that is really, really cool is its precision and tuning. So if you look at the display, and I do the fine tuning, the display has up to 10 Hertz resolution. And this is very precise. You might need to calibrate the radio first because mine was 80 Hertz off. A lot of people are saying, well, why does a $230 radio, isn't it perfect in tuning? Look, a $1,000 ICOM R30 isn't perfect. So imagine a 235 Tecsun receiver. It's not a problem. Why? You can calibrate it. I actually have the video on my channel here on how to calibrate it. Once it's calibrated, it's on dot and it works great. This is also why this is a superior receiver than other portables. Most portables use a BFO that you tune or some fine tuning button that you'll play with that gives you like minus or plus a number to tell you where you're tuned. Almost every portable that has a BFO or is using a function that has that fine tuning with the plus or minus, like the XH Data D808, for example, or the Ethan Grendig Satellite Executive SSB, they all are off, and depending on where you tune, it's never off by the same amount. This is not a problem with this radio. They have put the precision in this. Once you zero beat, you're zero beat everywhere on the shortwave spectrum or on medium wave or on long wave. You don't need to recalibrate it maybe after a long time, because I don't have, maybe in 2 years or in a year or 6 months I'll have to recalibrate somewhat. But I mean, once it's calibrated, it's the same calibration everywhere. This adds an enormous precision to the display. That means that, on regular portables, you could be off by 1 kilohertz here, tuning single sideband, because you're far off in the BFO or in the fine tuning, and you don't know. So you might report a frequency wrong. It won't happen with the Tecsun PL 990X. Its precision is there. It is exactly on dot. You know that the frequency displayed when you're listening to single sideband is exactly where it is and what it should be. That puts it in a separate class immediately, apart from other radios. So that is a higher end receiver. Its tuning in single sideband is closer to a high-end portable or desktop. The, of course, quality of control makes it easier. The bandwidths, it's kind of cool because all the bandwidths that you have accessible, depending on what you're going to tune, well, you can choose them. And these bandwidths are going to help you tune signals, depending if you're on single sideband or on AM mode. Different bandwidths are available to you, several sets of bandwidths. So it actually can help you out in tuning when you're close to other signals, for example, and you want to avoid the interference, stuff like that. It's really, really nice. Separate upper lower sideband for tuning. This is perfect because that's what you want. AM listening, of course, for AM mode for shortwave works great. And once again, the audio quality makes a huge difference in having the possibility of listening to signals in a way that will not be tiresome. Not all portables have great sound. This, I'll repeat it, one of the best sounding portables out there. That there's no doubt about it. Much better than any other radios that I've got here in the portable size. That's for sure. Its FM performance is good. Like it, love it, really great. Its AM medium wave performance looks pretty good too. I was able to receive, which is a medium wave frequency actually, but it's in the long wave band with the internal ferrite. I was able to tune 517 kilohertz, the station from Charleston, sending Navtex. It was pretty cool. The other thing that makes it high-end is the fact that when you plug in an external antenna into the jack here, it disconnects, because when you have that switch on-off, you can actually manually switch on or off using internal or external antennas. When you switch to external, it switches all parts of the radio to external. That means you're listening to long wave or medium wave on the external antenna. It disconnects the internal ferrite. For DXing purpose, for people that love AM, medium wave, or long wave DXing, that could be a huge bonus because you are using an external antenna and it's really, really nice. On listening, I have used my loops a lot on a lot of portable receivers. Now, maybe it has to do with the fact that I haven't yet found anything that does it, and of course I'll post a video if I do have that, but I have not had any overload problems using even the external loops that I have here, MLA30 and W6LVP loops, as external antennas for shortwave. So it seems to be quite good in that category also. Remember here, I tell everybody I have a hard environment, especially with FM signals. That means that there's FM breakthrough going on different bands quite regularly. Well, this radio is immune to that. I have no problems with FM breakthrough. So it means that the circuit in here is pretty good. One of the very nice features, because that's what scares everybody today. This radio is a triple conversion receiver. And what it does is it actually is a hybrid between a regular PLL analog radio and a DSP radio. So in some aspects of tuning, it you kind of have and see that there's the DSP side of it, like in single sideband it shows. But the fact that it also mixes in analog tuning and PLL, when you tune, there's no muting at all. That is a super positive point for this radio because so many portables, when you tune, especially in AM mode, when you tune, they actually are muting or chuffing. So there's a pause in the audio every time you change frequency. It's kind of annoying. This one does not, and actually I found joy in just searching signals by tuning it with the tuning button here. And I've done it quite a lot in the past few days. It's a joy to tune this thing. It is, once again, like tuning a desktop receiver. So this radio definitely in its usage is higher end than other portables. That is for sure. Like I said, it's sensitive, but it is not gonna get more signals than the other radios. Single sideband performs really well. Once it's calibrated, it's cool. And when you use ATS functionality, like the ETM, easy tuning mode. It searches for signals, gives you the signals you're actually receiving. It's pretty good. It's sensitive enough that it gets you even the weaker stations when you're tuning. I've been using it quite a lot and having fun with that too. It is, of course, frequency stable to the dot, very perfect, no drifting, no nothing. That's what you want to have, and that's what you expect off of this receiver. And so, before I end, I'll answer a question very simply here. If you have a Tecsun PL 880, I do not believe this is necessarily much better, except for the fact that it has Bluetooth and you can pair a phone to, play the audio if you want. And the fact that it has, and the 880 does not disconnect the internal antenna on an external antenna. This one does. If that is a feature you're looking for, that is maybe an upgrade process that you could have. For other portables, if you're using, I'll call them a regular portable, because I don't like using the word low end. I don't think XH Data D808 or Tecsun PL 660, 680 are low end. Probably more mid-range. We'll call them mid-range portables. If you're on one of those, you definitely have a better radio here. Not that you're gonna get something here that you don't get on the others. Once again, I want to be very, very fair with this. An XH Data D808 gets the same signals this does. A Tecsun PL 660 gets the same signal this does. This makes it sound better and has better tuning abilities that are making it higher end and more interesting. So yes, it's an upgrade from those portables, but it is twice the price of those portables. So it's something to think, and might not be necessarily what you want. You might not need to go here. So think about that, because if you have, like I said, an XH Data D808, you got a great radio, and it's fine. This is really kind of a more deluxe radio, but it's not necessarily something you have to. It's not a big update or upgrade that is really absolutely necessary. But if you want to have a good radio that makes it easier to tune, no chuffing, tuning, muting, and stuff like that, this definitely is more fun to tune around. And this is definitely higher end with its different features that it has. It's sensitive, like I said, as sensitive as a portable can be. And it's a great radio to own. I personally, this has become pretty much my favorite portable. And it's going to be in a lot of videos because I am very happy and super happy to own one. And it is worth it. Totally worth it, $235 US. When you look at all its capabilities and how and what comes in the box and everything, it definitely is worth it. It is higher end, that is for sure. But once again, if you have an 880, and also that might be the other thing, if having external antenna on medium wave, long wave is not necessarily what you want, what you could look at is getting a 880, which performs pretty much the same as super audio also, but it will cost you less than the 990X. Next video, there must be something bad with this. That's the next video. What's wrong with this radio? Also, if you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up. Thank you for watching.